everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Debbie here, and if you're new, welcome. I'm glad you could join me today, and if you're a returning viewer, then welcome back. I'm glad you're here as well. So I did this little diamond painting. So I've done this little 6 by 6 inch. It says a 20 centimeter when I ordered it, but it wasn't. It was 20 centimeters with the outside canvas. So I sealed it with my glue, cut it out, and I want to use it as the base to start my art journal cover. So yeah, I'm gonna incorporate this into my cover. So this is definitely going to be a mixed media cover because I'm going to try to do a few different things here. So the first thing I'm going to do, because this is going to be my first item to add here, is I'm going to shake up some of my black paint because I want a black background for this. I don't want this to show off the page as much as it is. I don't want that contrast at all. So I'm just going to pour some in my little plastic tray, and I am going to try to cover this whole cover right in here between the rings as well. So my cover is not the original cover that was on here. That wasn't thick enough. I wanted a really hard base for my cover. So I've glued the cover that was on here, which was like a cardstock, and this is like a sketchbook paper that's in here. So I've glued 4 pages to the cover, I think. So there's 5 sandwiched all together there, and it is now thick enough. It's like a piece of hard cardboard. It's not even cardstock anymore. It's like a hard piece of cardboard. I should put a piece of paper in there so that I don't get black on my first page. Let me just, I got a couple half sheets here. Let me just grab these and put them in. There. There's nothing I can do about where the rings are, but I can help this out a little bit. So I'm going to carry on and do this. Okay, so I've got that. I realized I didn't have to paint the center because this is going to be over it. So I've got that done. I'm going to take my paintbrush and I am just going to go around the edge to take the extra paint off of this so that I don't have a white edge on my canvas. And I don't want that. I don't want any of that to show. So that should be good. And then this can be glued down on top of this. I'm going to let this dry and wash my paintbrush. So this is dry, guys, and I want to put this on here. So I'm wondering what type of glue. I want it to be there permanently. So I think what I'm going to do is take this Gorilla Glue and I think I'm going to take this Gorilla Glue and I'm going to put it on the back of the canvas. I'm going to go like that, but I'm also just going to go all around the edge really well so that I've got a good amount of glue on there. And I'm also going to go around it with my glue gun. So I'm going to put a little bit in each corner to make sure that this is going to stick down. A little bit in the middle to hold it down, and just what I can put on here. Because I want this to stay on here, and I want it to stay on here a while. So make sure I have it right side up and I have my book right side up. And then I'm going to put this right down in the center of the page, and I'm going to press it down really good. So I hope that holds down really well. And I'm going to let this set up for quite some time because it'll take a few hours for that Gorilla Glue to set up well. I'm going to just run down the edges and take off some of the excess. So I want that down there really, really hard. So I'm going to find something really heavy to set on top of this to hold it down. And I'm going to let this dry. And it'll only be a second for you guys, but it'll be a few hours for me. So I'll be right back. So the cover of my art journal is dry, and it just stuck on there so well. I put some big heavy kitchen trivets on here to hold it down while it dried. So that's stuck on there really, really well. So what I'm going to do is I have a safety pin here, and I have some of these paper roses. Now, these are just the little paper roses from Craft Brand. I got them at Dollarama for $2, and there's 3 bunches in each one. So I got some blue ones and I got some pink ones. There's blue and white and pink and white. So I've put 3 pink roses on here, and I've just wound around. So I want a blue one, and I'm trying to crunch 5 of them on there. So I'm trying to like bring them up and make them a little bit smaller. So I want to put a blue one on this end like this, and then wrap this around a couple of times so that it won't come off. And I want a blue one at the other end. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight, but I think I can do it. I thought I got another blue one out. Did I not? I guess I didn't. Oh, yes, I did. It's right there under the bag. So, gosh, it's only a little desktop. You'd think I wouldn't lose stuff on it. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to crunch this up so that not as many of the leaves are sticking out sideways. And I'm going to push this down a little bit and hook this. It's kind of, you know, shaped like this. So I'm just going to try to hook it over so that it's right down there beside the other one, and wind this around a couple of times so that it won't come off. I'm going to glue this as well. I just want these on here. So I just want to put a few bits on the front of this, but these bits are going to mean something to me. So there's this one and this one. So line these up so that they're all around here, and they're all squished in here together. 4 fit on here really nicely. I may have to pull that one out a little bit and tighten it up there. But I do want the 5 on here. And then I'm going to close this up so that they don't keep spinning on here. Come on. I can do this. So close that up and then turn these up like this, because I want this to be, I want this to sit down here like this, and I'm going to put it on here. So the only reason that I put these roses on here like this is I have 5 grandkids. My first grandchild was a boy. Then there was a girl, a girl, a girl, and then a boy. So I've got 3 granddaughters and 2 grandsons. So I just wanted this little pin on here for them. I just thought it kind of looked cute. Where'd my little clippers go? So I'm going to chop off these extra little bits of wire here that are sticking out because I don't need them. So take that one off and that one off. And then I've got some, and I'm just going to put that pin on here and glue the pin down and leave these roses like this. So like that one can go up if I want it to, and then that one can go down. Maybe it looks better like that. Yeah, maybe it looks better like that. So what do you think? If I do this, I can open them up a little bit better. I can kind of fluff the roses out. But I want them on there. I've got them on there. I want them on there. So I'm going to take my E6000, which I haven't probably used since last spring. Oh, there's no way I'm going through that, is there? Can I chop the top of this off, I wonder? No, I think the whole bottle's gone. Oh, no, I'm going to get a little bit out. So I'm going to put a little bit of this down on here and a little bit down on here. Just a little bit like that, because I do not want this coming off. I don't want this going anywhere. So I want it stuck on here. And I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue right here to set this pin in. So set that pin down in that hot glue so that it don't move anywhere. Hold that down, and then it should stay there, and the E6000 should harden. So that's there. And it goes good with this little diamond painting as well, with the blue here and the pink around the rest of it. So that's that. I also have these two keys that have some meaning to me. So I was thinking I'd put them here. And I'm going to put them down with E6000, but before I put them down, I want them to look cool. So I think I'm going to give them a copper-y look, maybe. I've got this Rich Espresso paint, just this Deco Art paint. Let's see if I can get this on here to hold it for a minute. And the hot glue stuck to the end of my fingernail, guys. Yeah, the struggle's real. So I'm going to take these, because I want these with the teeth facing to the right, and I'm going to give them a little coat of this just on this side so it won't affect gluing them down. I might have to do a few coats of this. Yeah, I'm going to have to do 2 or 3 coats of that. So each coat should only take a few minutes to dry. If I get it down in there and get it all, the whole thing coated, get dry. And I'm going to come back when I've got 2 or 3 coats on here. I'm going to glue them down here as well. And then I'm going to take some of my Thinnabear rubs, and I'm going to just do a little bit of metallic rub around the edges of this. And I think it's going to look really cool. Okay, I'm back again. So this is on here good. This is dried and it's awesome. I think my keys are dry enough to put them down. I want a little dab of the E6000 on the back of the keys. So I'm trying to figure out which way I want them, but I think I gotta get this lid open. I think I'm just gonna put a little dab on the back here like this. And I'm gonna use my hot glue gun along there like that. That should hold it on there pretty good. But I think I'm gonna put this one up here like that. And they're not quite dry yet, but I think that'll be okay anyway. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. This will stick it down. This will stick it down and then it'll stay. like that. So those are the keys that I have, that I want on there. Now I have these, but I don't want to cover up too much of my picture. So I think I'm going to take my snips and I'm going to snip half of this big one off. So I want this down here, and I have these two leaves. I'm going to put one out one side like this, because this is not going to lay down flat because this is raised. So I'm going to put this leaf under here and the other leaf on this side like this and glue them down. And then this will sit up here and it'll be a little bit raised. Because these are wood pieces, I don't think that I need the E6000 on these. This is the Surebonder, the heavy duty glue. So it should work pretty good. So that one's there. Oh, there was a little bit of glue in there. Let me see if I can get that off with my rag. Let me see. It's not going to show. It's not. By the time I'm done, that's not going to show because that flower is going to be on top of it. Let's put this like this. And then this is going to sit on here like this. Then I got more to do to it still. So that should sit down along the bottom, this one. Now, because this is going to go onto these diamonds, we're back to this again. This is kind of gooey. It's not as runny as it normally is. In some circumstances, I'd like that. There. I'm going to put that right down there like that. So the hot glue right there should hold that. I'm almost out of hot glue. I have to order some. I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to touch up these little pieces here where that kind of splintered. That's not going to be dry for a while, so I have to be careful not to touch that. And then I have this one as well. And I think, where do I want it? Do I want it here? Do I just want it on top and over here? I'm not even sure if I want this one on here now. I do. I love this one though. I think I might need a little bit more E6000 just under here. Wow, that really isn't dry. And I broke the hold from the... There, that should hold. A little bit there, and there's some up there too. So I have that down there. So this is what I have so far. And then I want to do some stuff. I have this rich copper. And this is the... Oh, this isn't the Finnabair. This is the Art Alchemy. Yeah, this is Finnabair. So small, you can hardly see it. But this is those metallic rubs, and I absolutely love these rubs. So some there. I don't want the whole flower done. I want some of that blue to be peeking through. But doesn't that look good with the blue? So pretty. So pretty. Ah, I love that. Now I want to turn these keys into more of a copper color. And I thought that would be easy to do with that gold background. A little bit of that gold shows through in the cracks. That's perfect. So there's wrinkles in here, which I didn't try to straighten out because I knew they would pick this up. Get rid of some of those glue strings. Love this stuff, especially on something like this book cover. Look at the wrinkles. See how those wrinkles from gluing all those pages together, see how they're picking it up? Ah, so pretty on the black. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this. Just loving this. Isn't that pretty? I knew that everything would look good once I had it done. And it may not be like your particular style or anything, but I put pieces on here because I did this. So anything that I do is special to me. I don't care if it turns out or not. But I did this, and this is just a decorative piece. These have some meaning to me, and I'll know that that's what I put them on there for, because they have meaning to me. I'm going to get a little bit more in this corner where all these wrinkles are. Let's see now. Oops. There. Is that not cool? Yeah, I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. I think I'm going to stop. So that's the cover of my art journal for this year. So yeah, so I'll move you back a little bit so you can see the whole thing. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with this. Absolutely in love with this. Yeah, I'm happy with the way that it turned out. And it was such a simple thing to do. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that now. And until the next video, bye-bye for now, everybody.